Well, the Justice Department has been investigating the police department and the county government for more than a year, assessing the use of unreasonable force and whether officers who violate the rules face accountability. The FBI has now brought civil rights charges against 4 serving and former police officers involved in the raid on Breonna Taylor's home.
The federal charges announced today allege that members of the Place-Based Investigations Unit falsified the affidavit used to obtain the search warrant of Ms. Taylor's home, that this act violated federal civil rights laws, and that those violations resulted in Ms. Taylor's death. Specifically, we allege that Ms. Taylor's Fourth Amendment rights were violated when defendants Joshua Janes, Kyle Meany, and Kelly Goodlatte sought a warrant to search Ms. Taylor's home knowing that the officers lacked probable cause for the search.
Well, the family's lawyer and her mother say they are one step closer to justice.
We've been saying it since 2020. We've been saying they lied. We've been saying Breonna was not involved. We've been saying they should not be at Breonna's home. We've been saying that officers should be held accountable for Breonna Taylor's murder. And today is the first day towards getting that justice.
This country, on this day, in this city, in Louisville, Kentucky, we have been vindicated. There is justice for us. Somebody was wrong. And not only were they wrong, not only did they lie, but they attempted to cover it up. They have been lying to you. And the shock here is not that it happened. The shock is that it is exposed.
That
is the thing.
Yeah.
That is the thing that we have to talk about.
Yeah.
It has been exposed.
Amen.
But I say to America, what are we missing?
Rosalind Jordan joins us live now from Washington. And Rosalind, very important that the officers that have been charged here were part of the process of, well, they falsified the affidavit in order to get the search warrant on the home. Just explain to us what these charges involve.
Well, essentially, what the U.S. government is alleging is that 3 of the officers who have been charged on Thursday and who have been arrested basically used information that they knew was out of date, used information that they had not independently verified or corroborated, and put it together in a search warrant. They knew that this information was faulty, but they used the document anyway, according to federal prosecutors, to carry out this raid on several locations, including the apartment of Breonna Taylor. They also allege that once she was killed, they were scrambling within 24 hours to basically try to cover up the fact that they did not have all of the correct information to justify conducting this so-called no-knock raid, where you basically break down a door and just go in guns a-blazing. They didn't have the evidence to justify that kind of search. And so that is the conspiracy charge. And then because they did not come clean with local or federal investigators, that's also making false statements or lying. Those 2 charges could get them, if they're convicted, 5 years in prison. The obstruction charge, the actively working together to hide information from investigators, that's a much more serious charge. It could land all of these officers 20 years in prison if they are convicted. Now, this is work that the federal government has been conducting for more than a year, and it has taken up until now for a federal grand jury to decide that these are the charges that should be carried out against these 4 officers. It's worth pointing out that the officer who was firing during part of that raid, that officer whose bullet struck Breonna Taylor, is not one of the defendants in this case.